Welcome back to the Tydirium Hangout. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with a weekly news and review for August 2nd, 2020. 2020. It's been a crazy week with a lot going on, and there's a lot of surprises. We're going to talk about all this fun stuff coming up. First thing I want to do is start out talking about a few things that I saw at Show Z that are really cool. First thing I want to talk about is the Soundwave. This is the comic version, colors, and it appears to be painted from head to toe. I might be wrong on that, but when I saw it, like the day after I reviewed the first version, I wasn't surprised. They did the same thing with their Optimus Prime, and I think this looks even better than the one I have. Now, this isn't coming out till December, and it is going to be, I think, like $5 more than the first version, so that might cover the paint. So it's like $49.99 or something. But this is a nice-looking version of Soundwave. Right now, the KO of the MP44 is arriving, and so you might want to get that. If you didn't get that pre-ordered, you might want to get one while they last, because they're probably going to sell pretty quick. And it's an incoming status, meaning they'll be shipping soon if you get it paid for now. And this was a surprise shocker, and I only see it at Show Z. But we have a G2 version of Scoria. That's Fans Toys Scoria. It's listed at $229. If this is something you're in for, go for it. I don't know that it's an official reissue, but somehow they've got some. So, not sure how. I don't know all the details on it, but it's there. So if that's something you're after, order it. It probably won't last long. So in the world of Masterpiece, there is a picture or two of the Masterpiece Starscream version 3, but it's called Phase 2. Now, I don't know if they looked at the MP03 mold and the MP11 mold and they said, well, those were tweaks to the same mold. Possibly in their minds, I guess. I felt like they were completely different molds. They were 11 was so much better than 3, but this is their Phase 2. So whatever, this is the way it looks. It looks pretty good. It's pretty much what I expected from the front. The side and the back. Now, again, I guess I'm not shocked, but there's a lot going on in the back with the backpack. But that's kind of what Takara has been doing lately. They've been putting a lot on the back. I don't think it looks horrible. I don't think it's just awful. But then again, this is just a line drawing, so we don't see a real representation. I do like a few things about this line drawing. When you see the leg and the curvature of the leg, and just it looks toon accurate. So much about this does look toon accurate, and in the end, I bet you we're going to get blown away by the aesthetic of this. Our good dear friends at X Transbots decided to put a picture of their trailer. Now, this is an actual picture of the redesigned trailer, I'm guessing. There was no explanation about this trailer. I just saw a picture posting, that's it. But I would like to know the actual price. I'd like to know a little bit more about it, but at least we got a picture of it. They kind of like to drop these pictures and show they're still working on it. This thing should have been out by now. So we've gotten to see some pictures of the Masterpiece figures that are coming up. So there is the Tigertron, and he looks good. Yeah, he is bigger than Cheetor, so there he is. And it's going to be another one of those Beast Wars figures, and he looks alright. On the left, we see the MP39 mold painted in red, and I don't forgot what they're calling them. And then on the right, we see RC. So there's a little bit better look at RC. I don't think she looks bad, and the chest thing's still a thing. And so that is kind of concerning that here we are still getting pictures of her with the chest looking like that. So I don't know. But everything else about her looks great to me, and I still look forward to her. So there it is. So this seems to be a week of a whole bunch of the Transform Element Mirage pictures. And I've shown them, seems like every week for a month now, so I'm not going to show too many, but this picture does look good. The picture that I like the most, there's two of them. This picture here shows what he looks like among Takara Masterpiece figures. And I gotta say, Transform Element next to Takara looks good. It fits in very well. Now, would I say it looks like something Takara would do? Maybe. Like, this might be on par with Takara's engineering and the aesthetic of Takara. I think it does look great. And how much better does it look than MMC? So I'll just let you guys look at this combination, this comparison, and decide for yourself. Yes, I do have MMCs, and I still am looking forward to this. This one's in the mail to me, this Transform Element. I can't wait to review it. And there have been more pictures of Toy World's Freedom Leader popping up. I think he looks good. This one is not the deluxe version. This is the standard release, which is coming out first, and is, I think, $20 or $30 cheaper, something like that, than the deluxe version. They're still $200 bots, by the way, so they're big too. Here's what he looks like with the packaging, inserts, and all of his guns. He's going to be armored up, like armored to the gill. I don't really know the story behind the massive gun in there, but anyway, he's going to be super armored up. And it looks like a lot of accessories. You're getting a lot for your $200. And 3-0 is dropping their Siege Warfare Cybertron Masterpiece, non-transforming, super huge, super expensive, $200 version of Megatron. And I have to admit that this company does make excellent looking figures that don't transform. And this looks good. This paint job, this color scheme, everything about this. And looking at this, the lips are a lot thinner on this than the lips on the actual animation, right? Now again, I want to reiterate that they did leave a lot of the kibble on it that you wouldn't need if it doesn't transform. And it's on a transforming figure that's in the show. But I do want to point out something about this guy that's a little different than the Optimus Prime. And I think that the kibble is condensed kibble, which is what I think they should have done with the Optimus Prime. That backpack is almost half the size as it should be if they were 100% accurate to the toy. So they did tighten it up a bit, and this does look better than the actual Siege version of the figure. So I like it. In fact, I like this Megatron far more than what they're doing with Optimus Prime. Even though they both look good with the paint and all of that high-end stuff, this is better. Now, for whatever reason, I thought we already were getting a Fury model kit from Flames Toys of Windblade, but this coming up as news like it's something new that's just popping up. So I'm going to talk about it in case you didn't know. It's something that's coming from Flames Toys if you do like these model kits. Now, you will have to put it together, that's my understanding. They were doing this thing where the model kits were coming pre-assembled, and then I think they stopped that. But I haven't bought any of those yet, so I haven't experienced that, the good or the bad with that. So I don't mind putting one together if it's a character I really, really want. But then again, I hear they take about an hour and a half, so maybe it's not for me. So there's not really a lot going on right now in Legends. I mean, they kind of announce a whole bunch of stuff, and then it starts trickling out, and then they announce a whole bunch more stuff. And there hasn't been an event to announce more stuff. So with this, I'm going to go over a few things real quick. If you're into the McFans Toys stuff, or the Mechanic Studio, or whatever they call themselves this week, this one here, I did review it, and I like this one. I like the Astro Train. He looks great. Right now, they're shipping their, what they call Sea Dragon, their highbrow, and I'm guessing this is a DX9 knockoff, but I don't have the DX9, or Unique Toys. I'm sorry, it was Unique Toys. I'm guessing, but I don't know if it's a unique design of theirs or not, but it's shipping right now. And their Mind Swipe is also shipping out from retailers, so if that's one you want to get, McFans Toys is really putting a lot of them out right now. And they've also got another triple changer coming up, their Thunderbolt, that's their Blitzwing, and I think all of those look great. New Age is starting to put out a bunch of different color versions of their Reflector, and so this is one, if you're in for it, this is the time to pick one of these sets up. And this is the toy version. I think the toy version looks great. And there is the camera mode. The camera mode is looking pretty good. And Magic Square is currently shipping out their Megatron, their Doomsday. This does look like a nice version of Megatron. Wow, wouldn't it be nice if they did the same thing with him as they did with their Prime? How many people would get rid of their MP36 if they made this guy masterpiece? Looking at a few mainline things, there's not a whole lot really new, but there's a lot of pictures out showing stuff that's coming. So here we are with the 3 main Seekers and 2 of the Coneheads, and still no 100% sure about what's going to happen with the 3rd Conehead. Is that going to come separately? Is that going to be one of those crazy $50 packs? Who knows? Here they look as jets, and of course the Coneheads have different types of wings. So it's going to be a bit of a slight different transformation. Interested in seeing how that goes. And here's yet another picture of them and how they look. And so one of my questions is answered, though. The transformation looks like their cone is built into the head, and so the transformation will still be exactly the same in that regard. It just seems like the main cone's going to go over its head. Then again, I could be wrong. I'm just trying to guess based off of looking at these pictures. Here they are in the packaging, and yeah, that's what they look like. Look good. Another 2-pack. Again, this 2-pack is way, way better than them separately in $50 packs, or one's a main release and the other ones are hard to get. So there's another picture. There's quite a few, but this is the best that I found of Elita 1. And again, I want to reiterate that the Earthrise RC appears to be an Earthrise Elita 1, and they just tagged an RC into it. That seems to be what happened here. Maybe that's my opinion, but I think she looks good. Here she is next to Siege Optimus Prime, not Earthrise Prime. So there she is. And we got better pictures, or more realistic pictures, of Ironhide and Prowl, which I think they both look good or better than previous iterations. Not perfect, but I think the sled, or whatever the shield, whatever he's got mounted to his back, is kind of showing that this may be a transformation that it's not truly parts forming, but that's a guess the way they did that. Maybe they're showing you can store it instead of having it as a shield. But I do think this is an improvement from the Siege in both modes for the Ironhide. And I think Prowl in Siege and in Earthrise, both those Prowls look great. Here's another pretty good picture of Bumblebee, and I think he does look pretty good for a Bumblebee. I'm not sure. I'll have to put an Autobot sticker right on his chest there in the middle, but yeah, looks all right. It'll work. So we got a picture of Studio Series Leadfoot next to some of these other ones, and there he is. Looks definitely like the character, right? Meanwhile, in other Studio Series news, we have a really good-looking version of Sentinel Prime, and I thought they did a good job with Sentinel Prime in the past. This one's even better, and it's smaller. The past iterations, they had a big one and a small one, but here we go. This guy looks spot on, and I always thought that was an interesting type of character, voiced by Leonard Nimoy. And I thought this was a quirky picture of a Quintesson. So this Quintesson is bigger, but not massively bigger than the one that came with the Cyberverse? Yeah, the Cyberverse one. And so, but it looks more like what we would expect out of Quintesson. I think Hasbro did a good job with this thing, and I think the only thing I would do to improve on it is have a taller energy beam to make him a little taller. That would be awesome. I bet you that's going to be one of the first upgrade kits, and it'd be nice if it would come with like 3, so that you could have just buy a 3-pack of them and make all of your, because who's really going to have just one Quintesson? So we got pictures of Transformers Gigawatt, the fan channel release, the widespread October release of this thing, and there's some differences from the other one. That the first difference is you're not going to get a specifically numbered license plate, and it's not going to be numbered on your box, so the license plate itself is probably going to say Back in Time or nothing or something, but it's not going to say your specific numbered one. So that's the difference between $30 and $700. So here we go. On the left is the original, the first one, the Walmart exclusive that were limited to 1,985, and on the right is the widespread release. And as you can tell, it does look a little bit different. The box art is different, even though it does. They both look sort of G1-ish. I think that the widespread release looks more G1 packaging-ish with more of a checkered look. It looks more like what you would expect in the 80s. The other thing is the insert inside with the card is blue on the first one and red on the widespread one. And there's a few other little details people have pointed out. But another thing is we do need some Toy Hacks labels or some sort of sticker to go over the windows if you're going to open it. If you're not going to open it, then you're just going to have to look at that that windshield. So I want to do a quick custom Devastator spotlight. This thing is amazing. Wow. I believe it's made out of cardboard. We've seen a lot of these cardboard figures get made. The amount of time and effort that has to go into this, it's just astounding. The detail in the back, it's a full 360. Someone somewhere has an entire room just full of life-size Transformer characters. This does kind of feel a lot like the Red Line, and I start to wonder how big will Devastator be in the Red Line, but this looks so good. Has the gun, and I don't know, there's no way that's cardboard for the gun and the barrel, but I might be wrong. Maybe those parts are 3D printed. Maybe this whole thing's 3D printed. Maybe it's a combination of the two. This just looks outstanding. I also like the line work on it. It looks like it's from the cartoon because it has the outlines of the drawing. Like all of the edges have that black marker on it, although it's colored green. This thing is just amazing. So I got something a little off the wall to talk about, and if you're looking for the G.I. Joe Cobra Island stuff at Target, something I didn't know, I don't know how I missed this, but they're all being shipped as solid case packs, 6 per case, and here's Roadblock. So you can see what a case looks like. I have the first Roadblock, I don't need this one. I did get Cobra Trooper, and the Beachhead hasn't shown up at mine yet, so just Roadblock and Cobra Trooper showed up. I hear other places are getting the Beachhead, but not mine, and it's nowhere in sight. But I just wanted to point that out. I was confused on it, so I'm sure a few other people will be. And while I was trying to get some more information on all of that, I found out there's a game coming, Operation Blackout. Now, I did try to get some more information on this game, and since it's kind of a leaked info kind of deal, it's not really something that has a lot of information. I don't know if it's online, like it's going to be online third-person shooter. It's definitely a third-person shooter, but is it a campaign only for only $40? I don't know. Now, just depends. If it's online, I'm going to do it PS4, and if it's not online at all, then it'll just be a Switch game for me. But you can get it on the Xbox, PS4, or the Switch. And one more weird off-the-wall thing before we get into Star Wars is I was just shocked to see this Battle Cat. And I think this is Super 7 that's making this. And it looks good. It looks good. It's got a lot of like molded fur fuzz on it. It's $25. I just didn't know they were doing a Battle Cat. I knew they were doing sort of a faux retro look with modern articulation, Master of the Universe figures, and I guess it makes sense that they do a Battle Cat too. Looks pretty cool. So this is a light week of Star Wars news because last week was just so heavy of Star Wars news. It was almost overwhelming, and then the week following it, of course, is light. It's weak. But there's reports that Boba Fett and this new Darth Vader are showing up, which if you missed the Darth Vader, it's not a big deal. But most people are going after this 5th version of Boba Fett, or is it the 6th? I don't know. Repack of the same actual version. But it's on the card back that everybody wants, and the last time they offered one, a Boba Fett on a card back like this for the 6-inch Black Series line, it was a SDCC exclusive that's now fetching like $200. So to get it for $20 is definitely a deal. Actually did see this Dagobah Luke in Target. It is $45. I think it's too much. Should be just $40 or maybe $35. I don't understand why they're charging so much when you're just getting 2 Black Series figures and a backpack. I don't get it. But anyway, course, I didn't get it because I'd rather just get the loot because I already have a bunch of Yodas. I do have to admit, the Yoda actually does look the best out of any Yoda out there, so why are they saving the best for last? That's what Hasbro does. If you're like me and you thought 25 to 30 bucks was way too much for this Hoth Ice Planet adventure game, and the only thing you want out of it is this not Luke Snowspeeder, but Luke Skywalker Snowspeeder, Luke Skywalker figure. There's the X-Wing Luke, now the Snowspeeder Luke. But anyway, this is 15 bucks at Amazon and Walmart, which I didn't even see it on Walmart, but I did see it at Amazon. I got a couple. I got two, just because they marked them down so cheap. I thought it was great. I wonder how much cheaper they'll get, because I know that a lot of those Tarkin sets went for $9. Will this make it down to $9? Last thing I want to say is there are a lot of rumors swirling around about HasLab and Star Wars, and I'm just going to say I needed to make another video about it, but I'll touch on them briefly. And so, what's the next HasLab project going to be? And we found a picture on Instagram from Entertainment Earth, and it shows very clearly in the top of this picture the Vintage Collection Star Wars on an actual vintage type box for the Death Star. Has the same exact kit as my Death Star box. So I'm wondering, is there going to be a Death Star as the next one? A lot of people were wondering if this is going to be Retro Collection. But see, this isn't Retro Collection, and Vintage Collection doesn't copy exactly one-to-one to anything that was in the Vintage line. That's what Retro Collection's for. So there's a lot of speculation going on, and I've talked to a lot of people about it. Probably need to make another video about this, but I was kind of hoping there'd be more clarification by now. But anyway, hey, there's a rumor. A lot of fun to talk about. Let me know what you think about this week's weekly news in review. What other really cool things are going on out there? What kind of successes and failures have you had in acquiring all of this great stuff this past week? Like and subscribe. Tydirium Hanger out.